Okay. Today I have only planned for the other part, like conventional medicine. What are the basics of cancer? How prevalent it is, how many deaths are reported in that way. But basically, these are all from US standards. They are not the same with Indian diaspora. Still, we have certain similarities. This I have done because two things are there. One is I am unable to produce more and more things in very short span of time. That is one thing. Another thing is cancer thing. We don't have much. Uh, I don't have much in my capacity, so that's why I have chosen this conventional part. Uh, this will be helpful for us in our practice, I hope. Uh, so, and also, Dr. Pungolel wants to share her case, so that is one reason. So it will be short, I guess. Mm, so Yeah. What are the most common cancers, especially in US? There are breast cancer, prostate cancer, lung and bronchial cancer, colorectal cancer, skin, lymphomas, urinary bladder, kidney and renal pelvic cancers. But I think in India, skin cancer is not much, but other things may be same. Breast cancer, and in women, cervical cancer is one of the major threats, especially in India. And cervical cancer, uh, main problem with that is in rural areas, multi-para, and there is no hygiene. Hygiene is less, and they have uh, uh, they don't take care of themselves, and there is very high prevalence of cervical cancer in rural women. As per Tata Medical Center, Kolkata, whatever we went to the workshop, and they say that is very highly prevalent. And age group could be even around 30s also. There is a very high risk for cervical cancer, especially HPV is very high incidence of HPV virus infection, and then this thing. And then the best way to know about cervical cancer is pap smear could give you lots of information. So don't never hesitate to order for a pap smear. I know it is very difficult, very painful for women, and it is painful, and also it is very embarrassing sometimes. They don't like it actually, but it could be life saving. So don't hesitate in any woman who has some issues, especially leukorrhea, which is false smelling, as well as intermenstrual bleeding, as well as bleeding soon after passion. So these things, they never miss these things. And then especially rural women, multipara. You definitely, you screen even in the age group of 30s. Don't hesitate. That is my plea. And then breast cancer, I think there is lots of awareness about that. I will not be talking about all those things again. And it is plenty available on online. And prostate cancer, you just not to worry about prostate cancer, because in Indian diaspora, I haven't come across many prostate cancer cases. Even if they are there, that is very meager. Like they come up at age 70 or something like that, and then it is a very slowly progressive cancer, and homeopathy can tackle it very well. And conventional medical doctors say prostate cancer, even screening is waste. You can't do anything about that. See, it comes and it kills, that's it. That is about uh, whatever in US trends. But in India, we have very less prostate cancers comparatively, as far as I know. And then homeopathy is the best. Yeah. And then even high levels of prostate, this we do an screening this thing, no. But benign hypertrophy also has positive uh, this thing. So don't have to worry about prostate cancer, I can say. But we can treat very effectively. And lung cancer, that is both the types are very high prevalent. Uh, like due to smoking, as I share that case, no, that case, and small cell lung cancer, NSCLC, which is in non-smokers. So that is also highly prevalent even in women. I remember treating almost initial days, like it is in 2017, something like that. And they are very close relatives, close friends, like. I told them to see a very famous homeopath in Chennai. There are two very famous homeopaths for cancer care. Uh, then their oncologist told, if you go there, I will not treat her. So they stopped, and then they only took symptomatic treatment from me because I didn't had the courage to treat cancer cases at that point of time. That is before going to Greece, actually. And then I gave her, she had only bloatedness and excessive tiredness, and then burning sensation. And I gave her Carbovet, almost Carbovet and Calimur. And her, she had that vomiting sensation while eating. That was tackled with Ipecac. Only three remedies were with her, and she kept it for almost 6 months, 6 to 8 months, till she suffered. And whenever she had problem, she will take the carbohydrate. And cough also, dry cough. So oh, it is like a savior. Whenever she has issue, she will take that medicine. And I think Kalimur I had given for dry cough, 6x. So I was very cautious. I couldn't do much, what to say, experimentation. And then uh, uh, in Jan, they did another PT scan. They are very rich people. She had done all the available tests for cancer, and then but genetic, this thing was negative. And then they went again for a PT scan, and her that was halted. Progress was halted. It was meds were there, but it was halted. That's a very good sign. And then her, there was a little regression in the tumor size as well, but we can't claim she was only on chemotherapy, chemo drug, single drug, uh, because they don't want to trouble her because it was very uh, in a fourth stage, and nothing can be done much about that cancer. That's why. And she lived for 8 months, and she was okay. She was with her family in hospitalized for 1 week, and she passed away. So the thing is, lung cancer is in non-smokers too, and colorectal cancer. I had already shared one case. Skin cancer in Indians, especially Asians, it is less, I guess, not much, because of the melatonin in our this thing. Lymphomas, you have to be little alert. Especially, we have to detect as early detected. That's better. And then urinary bladder cancer. One case I have, one gentleman. He came to me when he was 72 years old, that is in 2011 around. Uh, and he is like a, you have to see him. Mm, he was already treated for bladder cancer. Every year he will go for checkups, and he will do all the procedures, but it was little difficult only. He was on urine bag for some time, in that way, whenever he had difficulty. After 2011, he is with me. I will only treat for his symptoms. He has told me strictly, don't touch about, you don't ask about my bladder cancer at all. It is taken care of. I am going to the checkup. I am taking the medicines as suggested by the doctor. It is fine. You don't worry about it. I told, okay, I don't worry about it. And then he is on bryonia. Whenever he has cold, cough, and severe cough, he will have. And then constipation also severe. He is on Bryonia, uh, say 200 now, and then alumina 6. Number 4 bio combination I use just for soothing, like for constipation. He is on the same medication till now, from 2011 till now. And then he had COVID, very high fever, 103 actually. Was hospitalized for 1 week. He came out of it with flying colors, and now he has not having any trouble regarding bladder cancer. Like he's every time he comes out with flying colors. They're not doing any more procedures or whatever. So he is doing very well. And then uh, kidney and renal pelvis, no, not very frequent, I guess. And then what are the deaths? Yeah, I will go to the next slide. This is about US. Uh, deaths are usually in childhood cancer. It is 5-year survival rate in adult cancers is 68%. That means 68 out of 100 diagnosed cancers they will survive, and in childhood cancer it is about 80%. It may not be the same with Indian diaspora, but it is almost the same. So the point is, childhood cancers are very rare, and if at all they come, they are they have a very good prognosis, and homeopathy can be best helpful after effects of cancer. So that I will talk about that. And signs and symptoms of cancer, we already have spoken about all these things. Yet again, I have given for a what to say, uh, brush up our knowledge. So whatever, so whenever you have something persisting for months or years, you have to think of cancer. And now today I saw a patient. She had left shoulder blade pain. She had fallen 2 to 3 times without reason. She was caring for her mother, and then she can't lift her left shoulder at all, not this much also, and it is in the back also. She has to take painkiller every 2 or 3 hours once. She has headache here and in the left parietal region. Uh, and she has a slurred speech. She forgets. She says, whatever you are telling me, before I could translate and it comes out of my mind, I forget. So, what do you think about this? What could be the reason? What can you suspect? Please, anyone? Uh, any guesses? I have sent her for screening. For more tests. And what can I suggest more tests for this lady? Someone please unmute and tell me. That will be nice.
No guesses, madam. Please continue.
Okay. No, please guess in such cases. See, she has headache, shoulder pain is very severe, and parietal region pain, slurred speech, and she is unable to remember, recall. She has fallen down without reason, and she has dizziness. So these are all implicates.
Left parietal tumor, madam.
Yes, yes. Something in her brain is a problem. Most probably some tumors, and then it could be even metastasis also. So we have to. I think we have to send her for a thorough screening, and PET scan will be preferable. But that I will leave it to the oncologist if at all there is something problematic. So I'm contemplating to tell them how to tell the bad news to them, because they have to go to an oncologist, or I will take another few other steps like going for um CA test and other blood test, and then sending them for oncologist. I don't know, because she is in this stable condition for months now. So I think it is not that urgency. It is not progressive very fast. So most probably maybe tumor or metastasis. So this is my point of view. And then what I was telling, yeah, whatever you have to suspect, that will be the saving lives. So it's not that we have to treat every case, but we can definitely save every case which comes to us, isn't it? So uh, what are the causes of cancer? This is a very common know-how, but still I want to talk about it a little bit. And then genetic, environmental, or constitutional and characteristics of the individual. This is from conventional medicine. I am not telling from homeopathy, right? And then uh, 90% of cancers may have some genetic alterations, inherited or sporadic. And then I told no that lady, she had no genetic component in her thing, but that does not rule out that it will not be inherited, from by her children. And childhood cancers, why they are better placed is they are responsive to very aggressive treatment. They can tolerate that, but at the same time, after treating childhood cancer, they will develop lots of side effects in their adult life. Though they are functioning, they live up to 40, 60, whatever. Okay. Childhood cancer treated patients, they'll be normal like any other kid afterwards. And they will have a very good prognosis. They will be surviving for a very long time. Very few patients may have some issues with uh, uh, like sterility or something like that, but that is also mostly taken care of by conventional medicine. They will minimize the bad effects, side effects of chemoradiotherapy. And unless it is testicle cancer in childhood, they will have a normal life, but they will have lots of in between gaps. Like they may have comprehension difficulties, or they may have depressions, or they may have some radiology chemotherapy side effects. So these are all the potential areas for homeopathy. And I had opportunity to counsel a childhood cancer treatment undergoing children, their parents. And it was such a saga of sadness. You understand? The child is so happy, moving around, running around, best in their household. He was topper, he was very good of, he was talking very well. And suddenly he was having he was sick, he was bedridden, he was very tired, and they didn't know the understand what's going on. They went to a local doctor, and he saw in North India, they have come from North India, Bihar, I think. And that fellow, he took 50,000. He told I will cure him, and he did nothing. They had a very bad time because they are coolly, those very very low income group. And then they came to Chennai. So you understand now, they have told he'll be cured. Most probably he'll be cured. So uh, childhood cancers, we don't have to worry much about, except that they will be potential patients for our future, and we can help them very 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 well. Yes. And preventable causes, non-preventable causes, risk factors, these are all. See how cancer develops, does not develop in everybody. It is a very ancient disease. Even in uh, Ayurveda, there is mention of cancer as Arbuda. So they used to treat cancer way long back, more than 5,000 years back. Okay. So cancer is a very commonest cell mutation or whatever. So it is in a deviation in our own body, which is a constant process. The whole body, everywhere there will be cancer cells, and they will be removed. Cancer cells, and it will be removed. It's a very constant process. And we have to understand this very well, because cancer is nothing like it came and we defeated it. No, nothing like that. So, and that's why homeopathy is the best to defend against cancer. And cancer is basically cells which are not going away after they are senile. That is just like our system, no? Old age don't go away. They will be sitting on the chair and they don't give it to youngsters the same way. So old age they refuse to go away, and then they keep on multiplying, and they have a system. They have a whole corrupt system which has even new uh, what to say, new blood vessels will be formed that will be completely, that is sucking the whole nutrition from the whole body, and they are thriving. So, and they are refusing to abide by the rules. They can't be removed by T cells because T cells are not recognized them. So this is the process of cancer. And then what our body does when there is what homeopathy does, there is something, it will go and sit in the same place, and then along with the homeopathic whatever substance, that cancer is also killed. And this, they have known that in conventional medicine, that they have developed drugs which mimic virus and bacteria, and when injected in the part of the cancer cells, that will be visible to the T cells and they go and destroy. So wonderful, right? We are doing for ages, same thing. And it's a very interesting topic, but I don't have much knowledge about that. But definitely, I want to know more about that. And then diagnosis, treatment, and progress. Yeah, that's what I was telling. No, oncogenes, tumor suppressor genes, and mismatch repair genes. These all the genes will be repairing our system continuously. So you don't know how many cancer cells you have got. Oh, our body is taking care of, just like our country or our fort. We don't know how many have been prevented, but we know only there is certain factors which makes the soil fertile, and then one big trump, big trigger that ends that patient into cancer. So that's why levels of health is so relevant in this case for prognosis. And then causation, as we know, it can be even ultraviolet rays or sun, chemicals like asbestos, and then Epstein-Barr virus and HIV virus, and also HPV virus, and other environmental exposures, repeated exposures, pesticides, fertilizers, power lines. I will go and read more about these power lines and I will get back to you because they have found direct link for childhood cancers. I remember one novel by my favorite author. I forgot his Robin, some name, very famous author. He's a doctor and he writes. He has written all the novels based on the medical system only. I think its name is Leukemia. In that novel, that girl will be playing in her tree house, that house. They have a outhouse like small shed like, and that water will be flowing there besides a spring. Okay, and she will be playing there, and she develops leukemia. And her father, he says that water is contaminated by a factory outlet with mercury. That's why she got leukemia. He fights against the whole system. He fights against the doctors and he cures his daughter. Then leukemias were not were fatal at that point of time. That was 20 years back. Now it is not. Yeah. So that environmental factors. So we have to think about all the things why that ground has become fertile, and these are all preventable. Yeah, obesity actually, it could be obesity could be one reason, but what they are doing for obesity that will matters more. I think if they are obese and healthy, that is okay. If you are not healthy, unhealthy obesity, that definitely is a risk factor. And then physical inactivity, poor diet. Oh, wow, isn't it? And why childhood cancers occurs? It is because of the stem cells. Simply the cells are not maturing and producing more specialized cells. So they are easily treatable. But in adult cancers, it is usually epithelial. That is, the epithelial cells and body cavities are converted into cancer cells. That is a major difference. And then lifestyle factors, those things we have already talked about. And family history and inheritance, we know. Some genetic disorders, they are very rare, we can understand. Yes. But conventional medicine doctors now they are thinking immune system has to be improved rather than doing anything else. So previously they were targeting cancer cells. Now they are targeting. They wanted to have a magical cure for cancers. Now they understand that is not possible. We have to strengthen the immune system. That's why there are precision medicine. That is which targets the cancer cells or the targets the particular problem. Okay, in that that is precision medicine as well as immunotherapies. But though they are saying immunotherapies are very good, very promising, you understand that word, promising, but actually in reality it is not. uh, See, you can't treat one particular by modifying one gene. You can't go treat the cancer. Even if they are doing, the actual root cause has not been tackled at all, isn't it? So it's a very superficial thing. Even though it is you are altering the genes, or they are targeting the uh, particular cancer. That site itself, or they are using nanotechnology, nanomedicine. These are all actually superficial. Unless, like homeopathy, we are not improving the environment, we are not improving the soil which is fertile. These things are waste, isn't it? Yes. And now I will very briefly I will talk about these things. Uh, yeah. Yeah, stages of cancer. This everyone is aware of. Early stage is zero stage, only localized that organ itself, only cells, and then localized around that area. Regional spread, that is to the lymph node, one lymph node or around itself, and the distant spread is metastasis. And then grades are first grade. Actually, grading is not much helpful in cancer. Stages only they are more important. Grade 1, there will be cells will be very systematic. Grade 2, little haphazard. And grade 3, it will be chaotic. So, these are all we have to know. I think we all know about these things. And what are the symptoms of metastasis? In brain, headache, seizures, and vertigo. Respiratory, cough, hemoptysis and dyspnea. Lymph nodes, lymphadenopathy. Liver, hepatomegaly and jaundice. Skeletal, pain, fracture, spinal cord compression. And then common sites of metastasis of ovarian cancer, liver, lung, and peritoneum. Common sites of uterine cancer, bone, liver, lung, peritoneum, vagina. I think these are they have very little importance, but definitely we can have little idea about this. And this one I wanted to tell you, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. You be little more vigilant when you come across these patients, especially in the stage of ascites. And as I told you yesterday about that uh, cat will be sitting on the parapet wall, it may jump this side or that side, that patient, no? He had this NaSH, but I suspect he would have been moving towards hepatocellular carcinoma. So it is very easy to move towards that. So because if patients have these uh, fatigue and non-feeling well or malaise, pain and discomfort in the upper belly area, possible symptoms of NASH is cirrhosis. So cirrhosis is the first stage of cancer, isn't it? And also itchy skin, abdominal swelling with ascites, swelling of the legs, spider-like blood vessels. That is telangiectasis, enlarged spleen, red palms, yellowing of the skin. So he had jaundice first, actually, that patient also. So you be little vigilant whenever you come across patient with ascites or with jaundice. Don't hesitate to send him for uh, thorough investigation. Sometimes even conventional doctors miss the diagnosis, but you be vigilant. You tell them better than uh, hesitating to tell them that it could be cancer, or at least it could be cirrhosis, isn't it? And we can have very good effect also with homeopathy. And then these are all pancreatic cancer. It is very rare, and we can't detect it, but we can be vigilant. That's what again. mm there are changes in the their bowel alteration that is there, and new onset diabetes, and then jaundice. So this combination, especially after COVID, we have lots of new onset diabetes. So you can be little vigilant. And lung cancer, main metastasis areas are adrenal gland, bone, brain, liver, lung, and other lung. And colon cancer, liver, lung, and peritoneum. And then prostate cancer, bone, bladder, lymph nodes, and liver. Thyroid and neck and head and neck cancers, bone, brain, liver, lungs, mediastinum, and skin. And how this may be helpful for us because we may have to know about it at least. So, breast cancer diagnosis is usually they go for uh, this is biopsy that will be after confirm the diagnosis. And then yeah, 3D digital mammography or tomosynthesis. This is also exactly like mammogram. Breast ultrasound, this is very helpful actually. And then image guided biopsy, that is later where if there is some tumor. Breast MRI and PET and CT scanning. These are all the usual breast imaging services. And breast ultrasound is a very standard and painless additional test to evaluate areas of concern, but they want to do it first mammogram. But sometimes I suggest go for breast ultrasound. Yeah, these are all bone scans or specialized radiology procedure. That's what I told. No, that patient they had done all the things, but it is not confirmatory. It does not mean that that could be cancer. So these things could be avoided actually. And we have lymphangiogram, we have mammogram, you know about that, Lodo X-ray, tomosynthesis 3D mammography. That is also advanced mammogram. And then digital mammogram. This is almost similar to the mammogram. And ultrasound procedures are for abdomen, breast, female pelvis, prostate, scrotum, thyroid, and parathyroid. And for the vascular system, ultrasound procedures. And then focus primarily on the breast health and cancerous and non-cancerous breast diseases, including breast cancer in women and men. So only this month, oh, time is up. I will make it little faster. Yeah, lymphoma also, please don't miss. When there is fatigue and loss of appetite, not just that, while eating, they feel like vomiting. That is very significant symptom. You please note that. And then lymph node enlargement, shortness of breath on cough, liver enlargement, kidney nephrotic syndrome, bones and joints pain and tenderness, systemic weight loss, loss of appetite, fever and night sweats, low grade fever, diaphragm and spleen enlargement, muscle weakness, and bone marrow involvement. But lymphomas are, the Hodgkin's lymphomas are okay. Non-Hodgkin lymphoma is usually little difficult to treat. And these are all common things in lung cancer. I think we know most of these things, so I am not elaborating. Uh, yeah, while treating cancer cases, I want to add this one point. Among a great many other things that chess teaches you is to control the initial excitement you feel when you see something that looks good. It trains you to think before grabbing and to think just as objectively when you are in trouble. Meaning, if you are treating a cancer case and they are getting so well, so whether you will jump with joy or you will think objectively, oh, something is going wrong. I have to reconsider the whole thing and I have to understand what's actually going on behind the scenes like. So that's why I wanted to add at this point. So don't be very happy when cancer patients are getting better. You go and see what's really happening. With this, I want to end my talk. I want to invite Dr. Pungole to share her case. Yeah, Dr. Pungole, please take over.
Yeah.
I will stop sharing.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, doctors. I am Dr. Pumurali. I just want a little presentation only. So today I like to share something different. That is what is different from Rekha Man's presentation. And I like to share my case of female horse with her malignant ulcers. The case was on August 2023. She was an elephant and lighting black and white horse, with, and she was with the issues of secondary infertility. For that, that was that the problem for the horse for years. For that, she go with repeated cycles of the mating cycles sessions. So with that frequent mating sessions, she developed a tragic thing that is she had a massive ulcerations, and so the cows are usually are inseminated artificially. That things are not available for horse, so they have to go with the male horse to for the conception. So and they go she go for a repeated mating session, and she developed a non-healing ulcer at both sides of her loin, where the and bruise on her body, where the male horse used to put its legs and during the hand. And her vaginal orifice also affected very horribly with the massive ulceration. And there is no demarcation between the anal, vaginal, and urethral orifices. So that altogether same into the big ulceration. And that was so painful for her, and she was unable to pass her urine and motion itself, and the wound is full of foul smelling pustular covering, and maggots are there, full of maggots. They disturb her very much, and the ulcer was healing for more than a year, and diagnosed as malignant ulcer with the veterinarians. And they treated with antibiotics, everything that all failed. When I visited her, she was very graceful and looked deep into my eyes, and she understood I was there for to help her and respond well. And I prescribed, started a dose of citylinum 200 and Mexal 30 was given along with the Calcarea Sulf 6XBD. Then the Staphysaria Q external has given to remove the maggot. The Staphysaria Q used to kill the lice and all, so I prescribed Staphysaria Q to kill the maggots. And the Calendula and Echinacea Q external has given to dressing the wound. And with the Staphysagra, the maggots and all get removed the journey, and with the calculated subsets and the next one, the first discharge also controlled, and this happened by months together. And I also advise diet for her. I has advised not to feed wheat and carbs, rice based or wheat based things for her, and as to feed protein rich the horse grams and grams. Also the agatikira, the bitter green we use for some rituals, agatikira in Tamil. I don't know if Hindi thing. No. So that has to give her daily the green. Then they also used black zira, the ajwan, and daily they give add to the feed. Then around the 6 months, the wound gradually gets healed. In between, I changed the medicine with nitric acid 30 as it considered ulceration in the mucocutaneous orifices, and Medorium 200 intercrete also given because it considered as sexually transmitted, and the male has was made with multiple females tumor. So the can gradually get healed around 7 to 8 months. The vaginal and the anal orifices become visible, and she was comfortable with urination and all. And her husband said that he go for her recanalization surgery for her, and I advised not to disturb her. But the follow-up was lost, and she was good with her medicines, and she's able to comfortably pass urine and motion. That's why happy. And I still remember the depth of her eyes, that such a wonderful being she is. And I feel homeopathy not only for us, it is for every living being in our earth. Okay? So you don't mix if you encounter any animal cases, you just consider like us. You just carry out the cases. No? Then I had another question to arise in between you all. Dr. Rekha Madam and Naeem Mandal in the field of oncology. Okay. Is it necessary to reveal the diagnosis of cancer in the first time itself, or we delay just like you postpone sometimes and wait for the right time to reveal? I had a few cases. Hello? Somebody
Yeah. Uh, yeah. If
okay.
I have to answer, yeah. No, no.
Yeah, no,
I'm not.
wait, just
Yes, yes.
okay. I just complete my presentation. Some of the cases and example I'm giving, and unlike the Western countries, we know we are Indian as considerably different, and family oriented. The family members take care and because not to reveal the thing to the patient. Two of my patients being happy and respond good with our homeopathic medicine itself without knowing the diagnosis label. The family members know and taking care of them. One is a 67-year male with liposarcoma. He is with homeopathy, comes early at the diagnosis stage itself. Since September 2024, he was with me. I was with the history of recurrent asthmatic attacks also. He has a recurrent history of lipoma. He's diagnosed cancer of liposarcoma, and he had a recurrent lipomas. History of recurrent lipomas, and prostatomegaly is also there, and cystic kidney is there along with the site of the liposarcoma. And family history, there is a asthma in the family and hypertension in the family. He is a regular smoker and alcoholic. He was a worker of a textile dye industry, so that is an occupational reason for him. And he presented a dose of Tujan followed by a Lepisulfur 6 and AMN 6X. So he's respond good and no complaints with comfortable. Some fatigue and everything is there. The Lobelia 6, he has attacks of asthma in between, and the Lobelia 6 has in helped him. And now he's under Baritamur with the intercurrent dose of carcinosin. Um, he's under Baritamur only now with some hypertension and other issues. And another female, she's and he doesn't know the diagnosis, and the family members are taking care of him around the someone of the August 23. No? Then now up to now he doesn't know. He thinks he's feeling happy. And another female, 59-year female with renal polyp and diagnosed malignant, and treated with the appeasement and hydrangea for her strangury, and being good without knowing her diagnosis, they can take care by the family members. And two of the menopausal women with their postmenopausal bleeding, and so it doesn't go for a diagnostic procedures like pap smear and everything. One woman is age 65 with a cervical polyp with an on and off spotting every month, 15 or 16 days once, and like that she get the spotting with while urination, and she had the offensive liquoria, but being good with calcarea car 1 and a criocertum 30. CSF 6X also given, and she is good with homeopathy around 5 years. She had no other issues regarding that. And liquoria also controlled, and she is on diabetic treatment now. She is with the follow, and she doesn't go for a diagnosis. So she is good with the symptoms. It doesn't stress her. And another woman, a Muslim woman of 60 years old, she's with the postmenopausal period with a bulky uterus and thickened endometrium. She is better with the Ustilaga 30 itself and followed by a dose of Ponemonum. Being good more than followed with more than 10 years she is with me, and now on homeopathy for cervical cerebral hemorrhagic infarct, that is non-hemorrhagic infarct in the cerebrum. She has to go for a dental procedure, and after that she had that cerebral hemorrhage. Now she is with that complaint, and no other issues relevant to the uterus and here I am asking, is it necessary to go for every postmenopausal woman with postmenopausal bleeding, go for a diagnosis, and is it necessary to break the diagnosis of a cancer to the patient itself at the beginning itself? Because some of the people in my friend circle around our 2 3 people, they are died within 2 or 3 days or weeks after getting the diagnosis of their cancer. So with that,
Yeah.
they live with that. That's up to that they lived without any symptoms, and they just go for a regular health checkup and just get the
They were
diagnosis.
cancer.
And with that shock, they died.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
kindly give your insight, ma'am.
Yeah.
So
No,
I have
personally, I will not go for cancer diagnosis, and I will leave the total whatever that family wants to do. That's what I told. No,
yes,
that
ma'am.
patient is more than 10 years now, colon cancer,
Yes,
and she
ma'am.
does not know
Uh,
that she has colon cancer. So
yes,
it is totally personal choice of that family members. That is one point what I do.
yes,
And
ma'am.
another point is with homeopathy, so many times we can prevent the cancer, and we can even treat. And I am focusing more on that nowadays. As I told, I shared my cases.
Yes,
And uh, if it is not absolutely necessary, I will not be telling that this is cancer. And your point is very, very true. They will die of
yes, ma'am.
fear rather than.
Yes,
Uh,
ma'am. Just
they,
1 or 2 days, they just
and another
collapse.
point is postmenopausal bleeding means they will be little into older age, isn't it? So,
Yes, ma'am.
if it is in the younger age group, that is in 30s or 20s, 30s, in that age group, we have to make sure they have all the things or to get better. They are not getting going wrong down the hillside. So I
Oh,
think in younger age group, we may have to provide all the possible things for them to get better. Then it is absolutely necessary. They have to get diagnosis. They have to get the whole treatment course and then homeopathic support. We have to educate them. That is my point. But in an older age group women, that should be the choice of their family rather than
yes, ma'am. So the
we telling
unnecessary,
them the bad news. Yes, yes, yes. And telling the bad news is a very big art, and there are even courses for that, you know. And we have to choose whom to tell the bad news. That is my point of view. Dr. Padmaja ma'am, will you add something?
Yes, madam. See, by my intention of keeping cancer cases, first to become familiar that we can treat cancer cases, and the pre-cancerous stage, madam. Please throw some light on this one. That means, when can we suspect that this could may go to cancer, and uh, we need to take care, like that. If suppose thyroid is there, so even though the TSH is not more, also we know about the thyroid conflict. Like she will be obese, she will be dryness will be there, chilliness, hair fall, irregular periods. So basically everything will be there. We will suspect thyroid, but the lab test is not showing thyroid. Like that, how can we suspect some breast cancer cases, some ovarian, like that? You tell one point, madam, like pre-cancerous stages, where we can do much better than allopathy, where we can advise those people that you may get into cancer, so better,
Yes, sir.
like that, madam, like that.
Yes,
If you can please discuss that one.
yeah. Pre-cancerous stages, especially in uh, cervical cancers, we have to go for, especially younger women, rural women, I told no, multiparous. That is one important point. Multiparous, and they have leukorrhea, and sometimes they may have a pain in vagina. That also. That's a very common symptoms we get in our clinics, maybe, and then we treat symptomatically. Maybe we have to give a little more thought about that because it could
No,
be
madam.
vaginal.
So, not all leukorrhea cases will be turning into cancer,
No,
right,
no,
madam?
that is not there.
So,
But
gynecologist will be checking that with a pervaginal test,
yes,
and
yes,
she will be touching the internal tissues, and she will be
yes.
knowing that
Knowing
this is
that.
not
Yes,
right,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
and she will be ordering the scanning and everything like that.
Yes, ma'am.
So, if it is leukorrhea, suppose if it
Yeah,
is
yeah.
leukorrhea, so how can we know that this may go to cancer, and so that I need to prevent that. Apart from the conflicts in her mind, that
Yes,
conflict
ma'am.
तो हमें पता चले जाएगी.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
if it
That's
is
what I
leukorrhea,
told.
mm,
That pain in vagina and those things may lead us to think about it may have some impact like multiparous and actually multiple sexual partners. That is one thing. Multiparous. These things are there, and also leukorrhea. We may think it could go into cancer now, and then especially less hygienic. And then breast cancer means we all know lump in the breast or even pain and other things. Breast cancer, relatively
no,
we know
madam.
the
These days, people will come that, madam, I have a lump here. So if it is not a lump also, or they will feel like,
yeah.
and fibroadenoma also may be there. So how can we diagnose when they were, or what would be our step when the patient says that, madam, there is a lump here. So
Yeah.
would it go to cancer? So do I go to the cancer screening test like that? So
Yeah.
for every lump, we should not send for cancer screening. Na? For
Uh,
whom we need to send for cancer
yes.
screening. So this is my.
Yes, ma'am. Like a very compromised state of well-being, ma'am. That's what I told. No, repeated antibiotics or steroids and those things. Those who are very very tired all the time, and then they have some issues with their hormones, like heavy bleeding or in that way. So these things we have to, I think these they're very heavy, they are sick actually. Those patients who really look sick or we are doing sick, I think they have to be screened. But personally, I usually don't send them for screening unless it is very essential. Because most of the times we can handle even pre-cancerous stages. So, but definitely, if their immune is compromised, we have to send them for screening. That is my point of view, and that is
Yes, madam. That is the
fatigue,
right point.
loss of
Mm.
weight, fatigue, loss of weight, and sickly thing, losing weight, and not just losing weight, they are losing the luster, everything. They're
So
sick
that
actually.
could be the first stage of cancer,
First,
madam.
yes, yes.
If they are diagnosed as cancer, that could be the first stage. That means it has
First,
entered already into the body.
already.
So even before entering the body, how can
Yes.
we control that with our medicines?
Yeah, that is constitutional, of course. Constitutional treatment. Constitutional, it
Oh.
is indicated medicines. Whatever,
Mm.
that's
Now, how would we know that we have controlled cancer in that cases?
they are not progressing. They have become healthy, and then I usually send them after that to the gynecologist or for screening, and screening comes negative. That is my usual procedure. Even in COVID, everywhere, I will treat them first. When I am sure they are getting well, they are healthy now, comparatively. Then I will send them for screening, and the doctor will say, "No, you are healthy. You don't have any problem. There are certain small things to be taken care of. That usually like calcium or something like that. They will say those things definitely we can help. That is the way I
And
think.
you were mentioning about CEA test,
Yes, yes.
right, madam?
Mm.
CEA for what type of cancers you will be telling? Only for lung
Uh,
or for any other?
no, usually it is for lung cancer. It is more for colon cancer and generalized cancerous activity. But it is not a
Uh,
diagnostic or it is only prognostic actually. Usually doctors use for prognosis only. Here I am using for knowing cancerous activity. That's it. Whether there is some
oh, that's
focus.
fine. Mm.
That's what.
So
It's
CEA
only logical,
123
ma'am.
test is there. Yes, yes.
Yeah, see, that is
CEA
one.
120, that is for
Yeah,
lungs, right?
lungs and 125 is for ovarian cancer, but colon cancer and other few cancers they don't have any specific test, so that's why I said for CEA.
Okay,
And
then, madam. So suppose
CRP.
if mother dies with
Mm.
breast cancer,
Yeah,
what could we suggest to that daughter?
daughter, she has to be, especially she has to be looked out on how well she is. how she is coping with the day-to-day stresses and all the even infections, whether she is getting infectious diseases like high fever. If she is getting high fever even every month, that is a wonderful thing. If she is not getting any fevers for a long time, that is actually a negative point. So then we have
Yes,
to go
yes.
for more investigations. Our investigations may not yield much. Then we have to go for constitutional therapy. And I told about that lady, 43-year-old, she died of cancer. Her sister, I am treating for prevent cancer in her because her mother also has cancer and she is now 80-year-old. She is surviving. Okay, 65-year-old. She is surviving. Mother is surviving. Elder daughter died. That is the 43-year-old died, and younger one is around 35, 38. So now I am treating her with carcinosin and with the symptoms what she has, like basic her characteristics. She is my patient, old patient. I have told her I want to prevent cancer in you. You please follow up every month, every now and then, in that way. So this is the
What
way
could
I.
be the first symptoms we can? That means the patients will ask now, madam. So,
Yeah.
if what symptoms we need to be very careful. If that symptoms
Weight,
is rising, means
loss of weight, tiredness and loss of weight. Tiredness and loss of weight. Tiredness is usually generic. Generic. We
but
can't say.
generally, most cancer cases they will come for healthy people only, no, madam.
Yes,
So
yes.
not like that.
Not like, but tiredness is a definite thing because
Yeah.
one certain point of time they have started tiredness, excessive tiredness. You have to be little alert, and then all other things we discussed like chronic cough for many months or weeks or months, dry cough in this way, not going away, and any symptom not going away with regular things. So
So
you
if
have to,
WBC is constantly
yeah.
above the normal level, means can we suspect something, madam?
No, if it is normal, I don't think their immunity is good only. And during infections, it is reduced. That is also good only, but it has to come back to the normalcy. And
No, in
I
some
expect.
cases these days, some
Mm,
cases are very familiar with more levels of WBC, madam. They don't have any
yeah,
complaints, but the WBC will not come down.
yeah.
The WBC will not come down. The ESR will also sometimes normal, and sometimes with the small coughs and colds, it will increase the CRP and ESR. After then, they come normal, but the WBC won't come down. So I
Mm,
am getting such cases these
mm, mm.
familiarly these days.
Uh,
So in one case, I have sent for all the cancer tests that came negative,
mm.
and so how do we conclude on this symptom?
Now,
WBC will be 18,000 like that,
okay,
but no
okay,
symptoms, nothing,
okay,
no
okay.
problem.
Oh. No, ma'am. I think it could be initial stages where it is not coming under scanner. So I think we have to start with specifics like those remedies which also include leukemias, just like spleen specific remedies. Maybe that is one point, like ceonanthus. In that way,
Mm.
we can add
Hmm.
such remedies that may
Okay,
prevent
okay.
development of
Mm.
leukemias. Or even if it
Yes.
develops, it will be very easily malleable. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that is one.
Okay.
One.
So the tiredness which you are explaining, that is the main conflict of cancer, madam.
Yes.
So these days, Dr. Sarkar sir has explained a very beautiful point. So that is what I want to share. Actually, the system is like this, madam. Why we are getting more cancer cases these days? That is the question. So why cancer has been suddenly came into upon the chart? Why did it become chatbuster? That is the question, madam. How would we answer that one?
Uh, Cancer is in on rise because of so many environmental conditions. That is one thing, and the thing we already spoke about that. No, not moving much, sitting for a long time. Those things are. It is like a mesh which is created, which is gradually sucking everyone into the circles of cancer, and especially these radiations from lots of mobile phone, even Wi-Fi. Those things also have subtle effects, subtle continuous effect on the system. Those things are very important points, which of course we are not doing much about it, and we are not aware. We don't give much thought about those things. But definitely, it's a
No,
cumulative effect.
no, madam.
Cumulative.
So what Sarkar sir has explained is
Hmm.
the use of OC pills. This is the main strategy, madam. We can all take this point. So wherever we see the use of OC pills, just ask them to stop. That's all. Whatever the reason may be, you find the other solutions in place of using OC pills. So contraceptive pills. So if these days we are using it very very like peppermints. Like if you want to avoid pregnancy, we are taking. If you want to something like that, no madam. So PCODs are also giving OC pills and menstrual disturbances. They are giving OC pills, and these days merino coils are injected more to decrease the uterine discharges. So all these, what happens now? See the OC pills. The lady who is taking OC pills, her urine is in fact is loaded with estrogen, and her defecation, everything. So she is directly passing all those things into the earth, into the earth, and the earth, the plants are taking that one, and again it is cycling to the healthy people. So, if at all we are in just coming 5 to 10 years, it is like that all the parts of the society may be infected with these OC pills. So, if we can stop the OC pills, 50% of cancers rise. Not only ovarian or this one, any other cancer types, they will be decreasing. That is first question he told, first answer, and he showed all the proof for that one. So the takeaway point is using OC pills. We need to stop OC pills. We need to advise people, or we need to treat that cases not to use OC pills. That is the main thing, madam. And the second main thing is the stress, the tiredness, what you are explaining. Why we would get the tiredness? First point. Before also we are having tiredness, but that tiredness is not going into cancers. Why these days tiredness is going into cancers? This is the second question sir has asked us in his cancer module. Okay. So the what he explains is doing daily activities, like for example 10 20 years or some 30 40 years back situation, if we can see in a rural area or in a semi urban area. So what the lady will do, she will get up, she will do her puja, snanam I mean sorry, she will take her bath, she will take her puja, then she will get into the kitchen, she will cook, and then she will send the children and husband to office. Then she will have her own work, and she will be left with so much of time to chat with all other people. They're having gossips, they're having shoppings, they everything. This is all done by the lady in a procedurical way that she never gets into stress. And each woman since ages are doing all this work. But these days, what is happening, especially since 10 years, all the ladies, they are made to do that, maybe with their extra awareness of the careers or extra health options. मुझे और भी करना है मेरे बच्चों के लिए, like that, or some other reason, she is doing all these daily chores in a in a level of what we call heightened senses,
Frenzy.
like yes.
Frenzy.
Yeah, not frenzy actually, madam. Heightened senses in the sense, suppose if we encounter a problem, what happens? The ADH will come, the adrenal gland, fight or flight hormones will be coming now, madam. So that means we are in a situation of crisis. So when we are in a situation of crisis, the adrenal hormones will come, and after the crisis is going away, the hormones will be leaving. The serotonin, dopamine, the adrenaline, especially the adrenaline. Okay, so That is the general situation, madam. That we will fight or we will flight. So that could be the general situation. But these days, the women or the men at that point, they are doing the daily chores in the mindset of crisis. That means अगर बस को पकड़ने गए जाएगी तो क्या करना है? स्कूल को 7:30 को स्कूल बस आता है. Oh my God, 7:30 को स्कूल बस आता है, स्कूल बस आता है, स्कूल बस आता है, like that. Then she will be running. Earlier also she is running, but now she is running with that stress. हो गया तो every lady she is having the 2 to 3 hours in the morning, but even after that 2 to 3 hours she is not able to come out of that stress feeling, and immediately she goes to the office, and again the stress is again the adrenaline comes. That means the once the adrenaline is secreted, the adrenaline is in her body, or the effect of adrenaline is in her body every day, it is not going back. That means she is in a situation of crisis day in and day out, whole through her life. So then, after some years or after some months, the brain sees that, as we are saying, like in thyroid or diabetes conflicts, the brain sees that why this lady or why this person is in stress. Maybe I'm not coping up well. Okay, she is in stress. I'll accept that she is in stress. Yes, accepted. Brain se bhi accept ho gaya. Then what happens, madam? All this adrenaline, stress, everything is taken by each one of the cell. Each cell will start showing that side effects, showing their revolt feelings against the stress or against some like that, and localizing the cancers maybe because of other situations and genetic factors, and also other factors like suppose if she is elderly para, means the breast may naturally have cancer, and all these stress factors should be there. So if we can see, we can control this factor in women, especially, or for that matter, men. If we can control this, if we see that a person is completely in stress, like restless, like arsenic, or silent, like Ignatia, anyway, silent, like Silesia. Silesia persons are like this, madam. They would not expose any stress. Whenever I had a patient, madam, where I had a small boy. See, he is about some LKG or UKG. So mother is getting on dressed him. The school bus is coming. He is still not wearing his socks and everything. So mother is screaming at her top of her, bus आ गया तो अभी socks नहीं पहना. अच्छा चलो socks पहन ले तो ये पहन लो वो पहन लो. तो हम we will be wearing all that in 1 to 2 minutes and we will be reaching to the bus, right? But at that moment of time, the child just tucks into the ground like that, he won't move at all. What the mother complains is, अरे बस आ गया, ये कुछ आ गया, ये तो हुई ऐसा ऐसा बैठ रहा है कि इसको कुछ हुआ ही नहीं है. He is not at all feeling. So that was her complaint. So maybe ऐसा सोच रही थी कि no, ये okay बच्चे सब कुछ ऐसा. लेकिन even after entering 4th class or 5th class, the mother is explaining the same symptom. Then I thought, okay, this symptom may have something, Then I started observing the boy more and more time, and I started giving him personal talks. I started visiting them for their parties or something like that. Then I could see that the boy is literally in stress inside him, more than the stress of what the mother is feeling for the bus. But the stress has gone to such a level that the brain has become dumb or numb, and he is not taking anything. He is standing like that. If we think like opium, it is not opium. Actually, it is Silesia, madam. Because what he says, if I show the stress means, no, people will laugh at me. So that is what is his point. So that means that is why performance, this one, Silesia simply cured that boy, madam, with all his asthma, with all his rashes, with all his nebulizers, everything thrown away. With simple dose of Silesia. So then I could know that the stress is no need to show externally, but whatever the OC pills is the first point, and this continuous state of crisis, that is the mental feeling. There need not be a crisis situation, but the mental feeling. For example, if we should give the lecture now 9 p.m. So what I will feel, if I feel like 9 p.m. lecture आ गया, 9 p.m. lecture आ गया, अरे 9 p.m. lecture, अरे पहले मुझे इसको finish करने दो. Let me finish this at any cost. अरे कुछ तो होने दो. I need to finish. Devda, please let me finish this. Like that, if the stress means the adrenal will be released. And if the session went well, and after the session is closed, if the adrenaline get back to its normal, it's okay. But if I take that another point into my stress coincidence, then again the adrenaline will be like that only. So some part of the adrenaline will be staying in the body forever, and that is the main reason for these days cancers rise in the charts. That is what Dr. Sunirmal Sarkar sir is explaining, and we can deal with the patients right in that stage, right in that stage, and we can see not all the patients like arsenics are also restless. Restlessness is not the symptom, madam. Here the symptom is actual original crisis feeling. So, while we are inquiring into the case, so if we will inquire that how would you do daily morning course, people will explain, अरे morning का तो काम करना है मैडम. So रोज का सर सभी लोग करते हैं. Natrum and magnesium gel, they will come like this. Natrum and especially magnesium. Magnesium people they won't explain at all. So magnesium is very very good for this hidden cancers. So what she says, na. यस मैडम अर्ली मॉर्निंग मुझे बहुत स्ट्रेस रहता है. अच्छा क्या खाना बनाना है और बच्चों को भेजना है. ओनली दोस 3 थिंग्स ही विल टेल. हस्बैंड को भेजना सभी लोग करते हैं ना, इसमें क्या तकलीफ है. नो मैडम, हमारे घर में तो ये बहुत ही तकलीफी वाली काम है. आई हैव सीन सो मेनी लेडीज दीज डेज एक्सप्लेनिंग लाइक दैट. मेरे सासू माँ कुछ और बोलती है, ये कुछ और बोल. दैट मीन्स शी इज नॉट एबल टू मैनेज ऑल दोज पीपल. शी इज वेरी गुड एट ऑफिस, and she thinks that she will be good with people also at home also. That means our upbringing is like that. We are made to study for the having jobs. We are made to study for having all those things, and the lifestyle changes. Lifestyle should be changed like this. We need to be made our children to be like what we call to be having some sense about the nature, some sense about our worldly things also, like that, madam. So lifestyle, compassion should be there. And uh, what if we landed with in any crisis with that compassion, like that, madam. Laukyam, what we will tell na, is lok mein hum jeena hai to we need to have that laukyam, the diplomacy. So that we need to teach our children. We need to show our children, and we need to know ourselves. That is what is the third point Dr. Sir was explaining, madam. So these 3 points, generally, I thought that yes, that could be the main reason why cancer cases are very much. If we find a lady or gent in this stress, and if we see the family factors, and if we see any other pathologies, and then we can judge that she may enter into cancer in near future, and we can treat her, madam. So for example, madam, I will let you know one case. I can speak now, madam. Or we are getting late. No,
Yes,
it
yes.
is 10:20. So one case is like this, madam. So one referral case, my healthy patient have been referred her daughter in California. So what actually patient is her husband. Husband is the patient. What he is having? He is having simple spondylitis. Spondylitis issues है, chiropractor के पास गया और ये सब हो रहा. He is explaining that like he is having some cancer like that. That means he is little anxious. So simple calicarb will be dealing with that. So when a husband is of calicarb, I generally inquire about the wife, madam. So please remember this one. When the husband is calicarb, that means a husband is worried only about the bread and butter. He will not be compassionate to the wife in 90% of cases, because he doesn't have that mind to show some love or respect. He will be depending on the wife much, but the wife generally doesn't get what she wants from her husband. And if the wife is about legacies, बस हो गया. दोनों को तो डिवोर्स होता है, अदरवाइज like that, because Lacasis wants everything for her and Calicarb wants everything for him. So that जोड़ी अच्छा नहीं होता है. So what I thought, no, madam. So when I was inquiring, I just called her wife and asked her to take her points also in her husband's case. मेरे हस्बैंड ऐसा बोलते हैं मैडम ऐसा बोलते हैं ऐसा शी इज एज अ मैटर ऑफ फैक्ट शी इज वेरी डल वेरी like magnesium type of repression I have seen. Repression. I thought, now why you are so? She is she has done her software in what we call Microsoft, but she left the job for family, and he is doing work in my Apple Microsoft, and they have two daughters, adolescent daughters. She is a very good singer, and people will love her singing. She is from basic Tamilian family, and what the husband says, no, 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 don't sing in front of others. I don't like your singing because he is generally jealous about her. इतना कुछ किया था उसको, कितना नोचना था उसको उतना नोच कर दिया, कितना डिस्ग्रेस करना था उतना कर चुका है वो, एंड नाउ शी इज इन कॉम्प्रोमाइज्ड स्टेट. सो व्हाट आई टोल्ड ना, मैडम योर हस्बैंड केस इज ओके, मैं उसको तो 2-3 महीने में आई विल क्लियर, there's nothing to worry. And if at all we say like this also, they won't believe. Your case is very much troublesome. It looks very troublesome to me. So if you are prepared to give your case to me, otherwise you are, I just asked her why you are going all this tormented life. Instead you can give divorce and you can have your own life. So what she told, no, 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 madam, I have 2 elder daughters now, so I need to get them married. That means she is like a family person. Okay, so I just said that, madam, अगर आप ऐसा ही रहेंगे, in the near future, maybe in 1 year, you will may be entering into uterine cancer. Thus is 90% chances are there. So I am not आपको डराना नहीं चाहती हूँ मैं, but I am just चेतावनी जो दे रही हूँ. So this is what I explained that lady, madam. Initially, she had kept the phone, and after 2 days or 3 days after, because all those family people are doctors only, so they have discussed it in themselves, and then she started giving her case and taking her case and case, madam. That was completely a stressful case, completely a stressful case. And I was very happy that I was मैं उसको ऐलान दी थी, otherwise she would have definitely entered into cancer. And after the medication, and she is completely normal, madam, completely normal, and husband is also completely normal, naturally with Calicard. And I don't remember her drug actually. I will search for that. And what है ना, 3 महीने के बाद दोनों abscond हो गए थे. तो मैं सोच रही थी what happened to these people. I was asking with her sister, what happened to these people? They are not seeing back again. If you not continue medicine, discontinue medicine like this, it will be a very adverse effects. Like that I am telling you. They simply sent a video to me, madam, where these two husband and wife went to a destination of tour, and they are singing duets in Telugu and Tamil. Virtually, they both are singing duets. They are living in ecstasy. They are singing in duets that both of their love has been improved, and she is completely normal. Oh my God, I really thanked homeopathy at that time, madam. I really thanked homeopathy, and I really thanked Sarkar sir in my mind to let me know that conflicts, and I really thanked that lady first to come in the first place and ready to take the medicine. And she says, now, for what purpose I need to take medicine, madam? I don't have any complaints. For what purpose I need to take medicine? So मुझे भी I don't know what should I tell. These conflicts they can't understand. After taking a case, I found out small corn in her soul, which is making her difficult. अच्छा, आपको एक कॉर्न है ना, मैं एक कॉर्न के लिए ट्रीट करती हूँ आपको, ऐसा बोल रही थी मैं. I was so pestering, I should not want to lose that case. So कॉर्न के लिए why you are getting corns? So corns conflict ऐसा होता है ना कि they doesn't want to live in that particular place. They want to go another place. That is the conflict in the corns. So they doesn't like the place where they are standing, sitting, something like that. And the same thing she explained, madam. The same thing, yes, madam, yes, yes. When I said this symptom, na, oh my God, you have nailed it, madam. how could you get into the core of my mind? Oh my God, this is something like anything like that. And immediately she gave complete case. That is one symptom. Okay, madam, you are treating for corn, right? And yeah, I'm treating for corn only. Like that, I told her. Within 3 months, madam, both of them have been. From that day onwards, I'm searching. If a husband comes, I will be searching about the wife. If wife comes, I will be thinking about the husband, about the in-laws, like that, madam. Maybe what could they be? What could their stand maybe like that? And I thought I do this to just prevent any other major illnesses in them, madam. So if at all the wife is very much nagging, generally the husband gets this one. So I'll say the wife that if you nag like this only, your husband may end in hypertension, your husband may end in diabetes, or your SAS may end in something like that. Then immediately, if she is really lovable, immediately she gets back. If she is like an Ophidia, she won't gets back. If she is like a spider remedy, she will enjoy that. Just that words she will enjoy. Let him suffer. वो इतना मुझे डिफिकल्टीज दिया था, इतना मुझे सफर किया था, लेट हिम सफर, ऐसा वाली ग्लो एक बार उसकी आईज में दिखती है मैडम, ऐसा वाली ग्लो. So then I will note that immediately. So like that madam. So in this peer, this is called pre-cancerous stage as per my idea. So we should be very vigilant in this stage where we can completely avoid. And one more thing is the autoimmune stage. Even cancer is also autoimmune, and any other autoimmunes, like if we see that their turmoil is like that she may enter into autoimmune. So we will be explaining that, madam, if I don't treat you now, you may enter into autoimmune disease, and that is not reversible. Or otherwise, we need to first check the autoimmune condition, then we need to give the medicine. So it is like round about the trip aisa ho jayega. And like that 2 to 3 cases I have explained them, and I have treated, madam, the duodenal scarring, something like some cases. So we need to know the stress, we need to understand the stress. What is the stress? What kind of stress she is going through or he is going through? Like that, madam. That is what my main understanding. I thought that it will help you. It will help us, all of us. Huh?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sure.
Maybe I
Sure.
have not taken much time. Huh?
Yeah. Actually, very good points, ma'am. Very good added points. All these things I have been doing, but without knowing that what you are telling.
Yes,
Yes.
madam. When you are told that tiredness, extreme
Yeah, yeah.
heightedness, so these 2 points exactly the conflict will
Yes,
come.
ma'am.
So that is
Yeah.
why I have explained it.
Yeah, very nice, ma'am. I think that's a very good. Actually, each day is turning out to be a wonderful sessions, ma'am. And today I had no hopes. Actually, I couldn't prepare much, and then I didn't have cases. Also, I have, but I need lots of time at least to
Okay,
prepare
madam,
the
take
thing.
your own time. We are here
Yeah.
for everybody.
So
And
I
then
was.
the
I
second
just
thing, one
wanted
more.
to do something like that because Pingolil ma'am will be sharing. That's why I did. What she
Madam,
said.
one more question is there in chat box. That is what my question also about this HPV vaccine, madam. Does we need to take, or what we need to advise about the HPV vaccine? Do we need to advise or not?
Yes, ma'am. That is actually very allopathic setting. They say HPV vaccine has prevented each and every cervical cancer. But the point is why a woman will get cervical cancer. That is a very moot point. Women or who are having multiple sexual partners, that is the very essential thing. That is the first and foremost point for developing HPV, they say. And then that we rarely get in our circumstances, in the Indian setup and in our circumstances. And then multipara does not necessarily need to be having cervical cancer unless they have the conflicts, whatever you were telling about. And then we have to see for the pap smear can give some guidance. Like if
That
they
means
have,
we
yeah,
need to advise HPV vaccine only for people who are having multiple
yes,
sex
ma'am.
partners.
That is
Yes,
my point, my take.
and
Unless otherwise they have multiple sexual partners, they have HPV infection, I will not advise.
No, after getting infection, vaccine is not helpful, right?
Not helpful. But
And
pap smear, it can give some indications, I think.
these days, no, madam, from 9 years or 10 years girls, one shot, and after menarche, one shot, before menarche, one shot. So they are explaining like that, na. So what would
Yeah.
we advise for those people?
No, I will advise them not to have vaccines.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
very scared actually this
Mm.
point. Like
And people are also telling
just
that people
pressurizing.
living near seashores, that
Yes.
means whenever they are having contact with the sea water, and the sea water will be going inside, and something they are explaining like that, na madam.
Explaining.
So
But ma'am,
that
cervical cancers are not that common. They are
mm,
comparatively very rare. But in women, if woman is dying, that is one important reason.
no, if for whom we can
Excuse
advise
me,
HPV
ma'am.
vaccine.
Multiple sexual partners or infections, repeated UTIs in that way. But I will go for only the first one. Multiple sexual
Okay.
partners.
Who will explain,
Otherwise, I
madam, like that? How to get that symptom?
yeah,
Uh,
that is one big thing, and preferably I will say no, don't go for vaccination, and then I will say it can be tackled with homeopathy. That I can say if the patient
if
is my
even the adolescent girls are also having multiple sex partners, madam, these days.
uh,
So,
yeah, I haven't come across much. I have no idea.
ayo, that
Uh,
is a traumatic scene, madam. If you go to any public park, na,
mm.
so I have gone to Indira Park in Hyderabad. I don't know that this park is infested like that. So I
Oh,
got my son, and in LKG or UKG, I thought that I can give better time for him. But each tree,
uh,
it is occupied. Each bush is occupied. And people are in different levels of open sex, madam, open sex. और उसमें पूरे लड़कियां ही ज्यादा, दे आर द प्रोवोकेटिव पीपल. लड़कियां ऐसा कैसे हो गया पता ही नहीं चल रहा है मैडम. So we need to adolescent girls, we need to ask, madam, we need to ask about we need to be little talented to ask about their multiple this one, and then we can advise them HPV. That is my stand right now. But whenever people are asking, whenever parents are asking that, madam, 9 years ho gaya, so government is telling about HPV, should we go? Then I'm telling that no, don't go for HPV vaccine at all. That is what is my stand, madam. And this one. Yes, Dr. Pumreli, madam, you have any inputs about HPV vaccine?
No, ma'am. Just what you said is I think of.
Dr. Shilpa, your question has been answered.
uh, may I know what is the question? My laptop got switched off because of lack of charge. Any questions, ma'am?
Okay, I'm on mute.
Yeah.
That is what is the question, madam.
Hmm.
Many people or many patients ask about whether HPV vaccine to take or not. What's
Yeah.
the opinion on this? That is Dr. Shilpa Kavishwar is asking.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that I think has been answered.
Answered.
I
You
think
answered.
it is getting late, ma'am. Can we wind up?
Yes, madam. So, dear
Hmm.
doctors, if you have any other queries, please come up with the queries. Otherwise, we will wind up.
Wind up.
You have 60 seconds time now. So, anybody has any this one, or anybody did understand the conflict of cancers? Do you have any this one? You please let us know.
Hello, madam. Hello.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Please.
Yeah, yeah, ma'am. Yeah, really, today's was very insightful, ma'am, from both of you. It was very insightful knowledge that I gained today, madam. Especially Rekha ma'am, you and Padmaja ma'am, the concept of catching precancerous stage through this mental analysis of mind is superb, ma'am. I really should appreciate.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, really, ma'am. If I have any hurdles and all, I'll just approach you, both of you, ma'am. In because such analysis was not there in my mind, as you have said, Dr. Sarkar sir. It was yeah, and somewhere I was stuck in this analysis, and you have really helped me, ma'am. Both of you. Yes. Good insight, ma'am. Good insight. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you.
So shall we wind up, madam?
Yes, ma'am. You can.
Yeah. Very thank you, madam. Very thank you, Dr. Rekha, madam. So you have again given very good insights today. And Pungurali madam's question also. Unfortunately, I could not go through her cases because I could not. मैडम आप आज बहुत ही फास्टली बोले थे और your voice is like dipping in and dipping out, something like that for me. So I could not go through any sentence of you, madam. And whatever really, whatever you have explained, I just did not understand at all. So I will go through the recording one more time, and I will.
Okay,
Hmm?
okay. I'll share it.
I'll go through the recording one more time, and I'll get that one. Sorry for that. And okay. So, thank you so much, both of the speakers and dear doctors and the interacting doctors especially. And we will wind up and we will meet on Monday with another exciting session. Okay. Good night, dear doctors.